There's a lot of people who watch the videos, I think.
Okay.
Okay.
Not necessarily show up.
Well, anyways, so here's the third workshop. Uh, hopefully you're there. Could you message in the chat if you're there? Cause I'm not really sure. Oh, okay, cool.
Cool.
We can get this started. So I already sent the workshop slides in the chat. But we'll be making this Pikachu, or not Pikachu, but the Pokeball. I just put the model there just cause. Um, so first we'll start off with creating a sketch. So we'll do the create sketch icon up here on the top left, and then we'll do the XY plane. So it's like this right one here. Next we'll be making 3 circles. So you can do create and then center diameter. Or you can click this icon. Then you click the sketch origin, and then you drag out, and then the 3 dimensions that we need are 80, 90, and 100. So we'll start off with 80. Click enter, and then you keep going from there. So then now we have 90, and finally we have 100. And then next we're going to be creating 2 rectangles. So we're going to use the center rectangle. So we go to create rectangle and then center rectangle. You click on the sketch origin and then you just drag it out. We're not going to do dimensions right now because we'll do it in a second. And then we're going to make another rectangle. So starting from the center, you just drag it out and you just click anywhere. Yep. And then click escape to escape the tool. So then now we're gonna label these. So we're gonna go to create sketch dimension, and then on these left side. So with the starting with the smaller one, we're going to make this a distance of 7.5 millimeters. And then for this long side, we're gonna make it 150 millimeters. And then starting out to the next rectangle, we want to change this outer one to 30 millimeters. And then finally, this last length is the same, so we'll do 150. Yep. And then after that, we just need to make some guiding lines. So we're going to do line. And then you want to like hover your mouse over to the top of the outermost circle. Then you want to click. And you just drag down. And it should lock on. So if you click and you drag down, it'll lock on and it'll be 100 millimeters. And then you do the same thing with the horizontal one. So then it'll be 100. Afterwards, you can click finish sketch. And now you have this thing. Then now what you want to do is you want to go to create and then revolve. It's also this icon up here. So the first thing we're going to revolve is this outermost ring. So we're gonna select this face up here, and also this one down here. And then for the axis, we select the middle over here, and then we click OK. So we're gonna be doing a few more of these, but so in order to see them, we'll go to this drop-down menu on the left, and when for this eye icon, we click it so that it reveals the sketch again. And then we're gonna revolve a few more things. So we're gonna do the bottom half. So notice how over here I didn't select this sliver. That's because we want to keep a gap. So for the bottom, I will do the same thing. So you don't select these two. You only select this outermost part. And then the axis is the same. And then you want to make sure for your operation, it's a new body. And that's important because we're going to be doing some cuts, and we don't want to like intersect with each other. And you click OK. So now we have these two domes, but we want to like have these inner ones. So what we can do is we can hide the domes so that we can see the rest of the stuff. And then we'll go back to Revolve. For profile, we want to click on this or these two small faces. And then the axis is the same. Click OK. Make sure it's a new body. And then one more time. So these two. Oops, wrong axis. So you can deselect that. Go back. Now we want to make sure this is a new body. And then we click OK. So now we should have these 4 different bodies. You can rename them if you double tap. So I'll just label this as the top or top dome. This is the bottom dome. I'll call this the top ring. And then I'll call this the bottom ring. Yeah. And then now we can turn off this sketch that we have because it's kind of annoying. So we can click the eye icon and now it's hidden. So okay. So then next, what we're going to do is we're going to create a offset face. So you go to construct and then offset plane. And what you want to do is you want to click on this XY plane that we were drawing on earlier. So it's this right square. And then you want to drag it out to, I believe it was 50 millimeters. Yep, 50. Then you click OK. So then now what you want to do is you want to create a sketch on this plane that we created. So we'll do create sketch. Oops. Actually, I'm not sure if I selected the plane first, so I will redo that. So we'll do, make sure that's shown. We'll do create sketch, and then we'll click on this plane. So now everything that we draw will be on this like face or plane in front of the Pokeball. So now we can go back, change our view. So then now we want to create 4 circles. So I'm gonna click the shortcut, but it's up here. So then you click the sketch origin, and then you stretch it out. And then before you click, you want to type in 30 millimeters. And you want to repeat this process 3 more times. So we're gonna do this again, but this time we want to make it so it's 20, and then it's 15, and then finally it's 13.5. And then click enter. If you can't see these dimensions well enough, then you can drag them, so it allows you to like help you see like the measurements. So let's just drag these, and yeah, so now we know which is which. And then after we're done with this, we can click finish sketch. So now there's like this 4 circles surrounding or right next to the ball. So what we want to do is we want to cut. So we're going to cut with extrude up here. So you click here. And then we want to click on all 4 of these circles, or these rings that we created. So then we do that. And then we want to cut inward, so we can drag this to -20 millimeters. However, we only want to cut the top and the bottom dome. We don't want to cut the inner rings here. So if I did just press OK right now, you can see that it cuts all the way through, but that's not what we want. So the way to do this is we can target only select bodies. So in this case, I only want to cut the top dome and the bottom dome, so I'll uncheck these two, and then I'll click OK. So then now the dome, or now only the domes are cut.
This is a really good song.
And then, oops. And then right now we still want the sketch that we have from the 4 circles. So in order to show that back again, we can click this eye icon. And then now what we're gonna do is go back to Extrude. And then we're only going to select the innermost circle. So this one here. And also this middle ring, because there's like a tiny one here, but we're trying to click the middle ring. And then now we want to do extrude. So then now we pull it back to 15 millimeters. And you can see right now that it's trying to cut, but we will actually want to create a new body. And the reason for that is so that we can combine these together later. So we'll do new body instead, and then we'll click OK. So now it shows these 2 new bodies. And then we can also hide the sketch. So you may think that this looks like almost finished, but if we look carefully, if we do inspect and then section analysis, and we click on this plane, we can see that like the inside is like kind of like cut all the way through, but we don't necessarily want that. So we will clean that up in a bit. Oops, let me just go back. Okay, so then okay, so then right now what we want to do is we want to do combine. So we want to combine these we want to combine the different bodies that we created so that we create only a top half and a bottom half. So the way to do this is go to modify, you go to combine. You can also click this icon. And then for the target body, we'll select the top dome. And then for the tool bodies, we'll do everything that's the top side. So we'll do the top ring, and we'll also do these 2 bodies. And then we'll make sure the operation is join. And then we'll click OK. So then now this top dome covers like this entire top piece. And we'll do this. We'll do a similar thing to the bottom dome. So so we can do modify, and then combine, and then target body is the bottom dome. Tool body is the ring. And then we'll click OK. So now we just have these 2 halves, but we still have that weird inner part here. Now the way we can fix this is by using the Revolve tool again. So we can turn back on this the initial sketch that we had of like all the circles, and then we can go to Revolve, and we can select these 6 innermost faces. So just click, and then the axis would be the center, and then we want to make sure the operation is cut, because then it will sweep through and it will cut the excess material that we have inside. So then you click OK, and then now if we turn off the sketch and we do section analysis, we can click here, and we can see that it's like a smooth circle. And then we can click OK. Oh yeah. And then the last thing that we need to do is we need to add fillets. So to do that, you do modify and then fillet. You click on the 7 edges. So let me fix my scrolling. So then the edges that we want to do are this outermost like semicircle, I guess you would call it, and then these 2 big rings. So there's like the outermost edge, and then also we want to click on these 3 edges. So the inner circle, and then the 2 edges for the rings. And then for the radius, we want to set it to 0.5 because we don't really want it to be pronounced. And then we click OK. So then this is like the basic Pokeball. Now what we could do is we can change its appearance so it just doesn't look all metallic-y. To do this, you go to Modify and then Appearance. And this shows you like this menu. So you want to scroll down to Paint and then Glossy. And then now what we can do is we can drag some colors in. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to paint everything black. So you just drag and it will color everything. And then next I want to do the red top. So I'll go to red and I'll make sure I only select this surface up here. You kind of just drag and you have to be careful. You don't want to make sure you select the whole body. You just want to do the face or the surface up here. So now the top is red, and then I want to make the bottom white as well. So I will just drag around. Just try to make sure that you only select the bottom face. And then now I also want to do these 2 faces. So you could just drag it immediately and try to line it up. But also you can just change this icon to faces. Makes it a little bit easier. You also want to scroll in. Yep. So you go white. Let's see if I can do this right. Hang on. No. Let's see. Yep. And yep. Okay, so now if you go back, you can see the Pokeball looks pretty iconic. So yeah, we're done with this Pokeball. We can also show how to make this I guess like animation. So I actually imported this Pikachu model from Thingiverse. It was just a low poly Pikachu. It's like the first link. I'll send it in the workshop chat. And it's a pretty quick download. I already downloaded it, so I'm gonna ignore it. And then now I'm going to insert it and show you guys how to make this animation. So first you go to insert and then you go to mesh, and then you click on the Pikachu, click open, and right now it's like in the wrong direction, so we can rotate it 90 degrees and we can play around. So if you click on the right view, you can see where it is and try to drag it to the center. And then same thing with the front, you want to make sure it's aligned. And then now you click OK. And I know right now you can't really see it. In order to see the actual Pikachu, you can hide the top dome and the bottom dome so that you can see it. Okay. So then now what we want to do is we're going to switch over to the let me drink some water. we're gonna switch over to the animation workspace. But before we do that, we need to convert our bodies into components. That's just how the animation workspace works. So to do this, you right click it, and then you click create components from body. And then now we have this component. And then we do the same thing for the bottom part. And then since we're not actually touching the Pikachu, we can just leave it as is. And now we go to animation. So now we're in the animation workspace. One thing to note is that if you do move your camera, it does map the actual viewpoint. So let's say if I like move my view right now, it does like record it. So it's just something to keep in mind. So we can delete that. So now what we can do is we can do transform components. So if you click on the top dome, and then you can drag it out to a fixed distance. So let's say 60. We'll click OK. And now if we play the video, it just shows it rising up. And we can also move the other components too. So component I want to -50. Click OK. So then now if I make this full screen, play the video again, shows the inside. And yeah, I think that's about it for this workshop. It's a relatively quick workshop. I know midterms are starting, so it's getting kind of hectic for everyone. But yeah. Okay. Do you guys have any other questions?
Oh, that was really good. I enjoyed it.
That was good. Yeah.
Amazing.
That was cool.
Cool. I guess I can stop the recording then.
Yeah.